Really?
Yeah. 10 in the morning and 5 at night. Okay, we're live. Okay, now the live bit starts.
Yeah, now I got to get rid of the emojis.
Yep. Emojis and then linking the
Yep.
chat and then pinning it. Yep.
Yeah, the emojis should be gone. Live chat.
Emojis are gone. So that's a good start. And pop out chat. And there's Tim.
Mr. Tim.
Yeah.
How are things down under, Tim? Good, I hope.
It's probably got better. Oh, there's Joe.
What's up?
Hey,
Well,
Joe.
okay,
Thought
now.
this was the Australian channel for a minute.
Yeah.
The Aussie channel. Aussie.
Okay, there's that, and that. I think we're just about there, Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
I got the message pinned. I got the link pinned. We said hello to Tim Jackson is here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to join us, Tim?
I thought I'd have this finished by the time I got to you, but I didn't.
Oh, okay.
It's a little strong.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, you take these things and you take a hypodermic and you put a little pinhole in it and put vodka in it and shake it up and freeze it. Comes out pretty
Wow.
good. Good on a cold day, warms you up.
You might later. Okay, Tim. You're always welcome, my friend.
All I've been doing today was just hustling up business.
Well, that's good.
Well, you didn't hear it this morning, but I found out that the Booster Club took over the coach's duties at softball, and they
Yeah.
hired a different photographer.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, so I lost about $600, but that's good. I'm gonna make it up in the sales I'm gonna generate, and I won't have to sit there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get to select. Well, how's everybody doing today?
Yeah. The Sunday
I
here.
see your printer's still going to town there, Joe.
Yep.
Good.
I've been printing essentials. We're gonna be come Monday. We're gonna start getting snow flurries. Tuesday is gonna drop into the teens. And Wednesday morning, they said right now in the North Shore, they're talking 12 degrees. So I printed
Hey,
some ice scrapers for the windshield.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Laura.
Hey, Laura, how's it going?
And I'm gonna give that out to the relative So they'll get a nice scraper, so they gotta
Nice
go
scraper.
somewhere.
Yeah.
And I
Boy,
made
that
up
printer,
another one.
that printer, you can tell sure has made a difference, hasn't it?
I've got my YouTube address on the back of that one,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, you got to be much happier. I mean, you learned a lot with the other thing, but
Well, that's what I look at. You know, I broke it down like 6 or 7 times. So I got to see the innards and got to understand it a little bit better.
yeah.
And I don't want to have to break this one down, but so far so good.
Laura, are you going to join us? Oh no, she's got the kids. I forgot. It's kids weekend. It's okay, Laura. You're always welcome whenever you have the time, my friend.
Thank you, Laura. About the time I get some respect.
Yeah, that's what I just figured, Laura. You got the kids. Yeah, and what do you got? David locked up in the closet or what? Let's see. I think there's some football on tonight.
Yeah, right now they're playing
Who's playing?
Texas, the Texans, Houston Texans, and the Cleveland Browns.
Are they playing in warm weather or cold weather?
Testing 1 2.
They're
Hey,
playing in a
Justin.
dome.
All right, there we go.
Good evening.
Welcome, welcome. The they're playing in a dome.
In a dome.
You know, I think all NFL, if they're above a certain parallel, should
Yeah.
be required to have domed stadiums
Especially, yeah.
because they go all the way till January,
Yep.
even into March.
Mm.
March. The one that surprises me is Kansas City because when I was in Kansas City, there's times we got the hell of a snowstorm out there coming off the mountains.
Well, they did do something today. I think the Buffalo game was canceled.
Canceled
It's
until
not
Monday.
canceled. It's postponed. Yeah, and they've never done that before.
No,
And you know what? I'm sorry. If you're stupid enough to build like that, you got to play in it.
yeah.
10
Exactly.
You can't do that for one team. What happens if all of a sudden the New Orleans Saints are playing here and we're having rain all over the place and people can't get to the stadium? Are they going to stop the game?
Yeah.
Hey, Dominic, this is what I sent my email notification sound to.
What?
There you go. Every time I get an email, that's what the computer says. It's from the movie Euro Trip. You remember
Yeah.
that?
I ended up watching the rest of Ted.
Oh, did
I've
you?
seen the whole series now.
Oh my God! And did the whole church scene when he was arguing with the pastor about being Jesus, and he presses his chest. He's like, "I love you." He's like, "It's your go."
But the McDonald's apple pie.
Oh yes. He was like, I left it in the freezer for 10 days. It should be cool enough. And they throw it and it catches the whole room on fire.
Yeah, that got me.
Yeah,
That was one of the two things that got me was that when he was carrying on about he is Jesus Christ.
yeah. When he was having that argument, all I could think of was Tim.
Yeah.
I was like, this is Tim arguing with a pastor in church right here.
Mm. Tim's asking your question there.
Give me a second. Justin, do you ever check your messages in Discord or Steam? Yeah, I'm hardly ever on Steam or Discord. The only time I get on Discord is when I'm literally using it. Huh. The amount of fucking messages I get every day from people, though, is ridiculous. Sometimes I
Well,
just don't check them.
it's not the amount of messages, it's the different mediums that are used. You know, you've got Instagram, you've got Discord,
Well, the
you've got
problem with
Facebook Messenger, you've got text messages, you've got emails.
yeah, but the problem with Discord is I'm in so many different gaming servers that
Yeah,
if I have the notifications turned on, my computer's literally dinging every
yeah.
10
That's why I
seconds
had to
nonstop.
turn them off. That's
I
why I
can't.
turned them off on Discord because they, they're coming left, right, and center.
Discord's fucking ridiculous, dude. It gives you a notification every time somebody writes something in another server or whatever. It's just do 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 do.
Hmm.
It gets really annoying, so I have them shut off on everything. Yeah, but I use the server more for communication, Tim. I don't actually use it for anything else. I just use it for communication if we're playing games with somebody. That's the only reason I invited everybody to it. I don't really have any other use for it. I don't run a
Hmm.
private gaming server. I mean, that's mostly what gamers use it for, is if they're running a private gaming server, then
Mhm.
they link it to their server and they do a bunch of other shit with it. I don't have none of that, so. I just use it mainly as a voice connect when I'm gaming. Technically, I could do it with Messenger though too, because you can
Hmm.
do group calls in Messenger.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't get notifications from it because I got them turned off on everything. So, and I don't check it daily. So, just like my email, I only usually look at that once or twice every couple days, and that's it. Hold on a sec. Yeah, but you never messaged me on. If you would have messaged me on Messenger, I would have got that, Tim.
PJ.
What's up, TJ?
DJ. TJ, also AKA known as Giggles the Clown. There you go.
I got
Joe's
you,
got his.
TJ. I got your back, TJ. I got you. I got you, TJ.
You see it, Dominic?
Best thing to do,
I got
Tim,
you, TJ.
is just call me on Messenger if you want to get a hold of me. Don't message me.
I think
Call
we
me.
ought to get TJ on here and all of us put one on.
Yeah,
We may have
exactly.
to call an ambulance for him though.
No.
Now TJ was at work and he started laughing.
Oh, is he?
If he was, everybody think he's going crazy.
Yeah.
Said he's gotten into giggling fits at the registers. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Jonathan Jackson.
Walgreens ain't that big, so you definitely hear him across the store.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Jonathan Jackson, how's it going? Sunstar, how's it going?
up, Jonathan? Sunstar, how's it going?
I think I've got everybody.
The wind's still blowing pretty good out of the west.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a breeze here.
Oh, do you?
It's pretty chilly outside with that
Because
breeze.
there's a ship upbound, but it's down. It's just entering the St. Clair River down at Algonac. And I thought, well, maybe I could catch that with the Nano, but that Nano doesn't handle wind very well.
No, that was a good platform. It was just underpowered.
Yep.
They didn't give it big enough motors. They should have gave it a little bit bigger motors. Either that or they down the power with the firmware.
Mm.
Well,
Either way,
the Nano controller gives you slow mode, regular mode, and what do they call it?
Ludicrous.
Ludicrous.
Well, and it's not even ludicrous.
Ludicrous
It's slow.
mode.
It's slower than the Mini 2.
Yes, it is.
I actually offered to race Johnny with my Mini 2 when I was at that last drone meetup. And he was like, no, I'm good. I was like, let's race, because he had the Nano up next to my Mini 2. I was like, you want to race? He was like, no, I'm good.
I saw a video, actually it was yesterday, Johnny came on in the morning. And he did get this other printer back. And he's been printing, hasn't had an issue with it.
So he
I
got
wonder
he
if they
got
have
the
a-
original. He got the original one back.
Right, he got the original one back. So I'm wondering if there might just be a bad batch up in there.
No point in dwelling on it.
Andrew, I usually fly the Air 2. That's my go-to drone. The other one is the Nano. I've owned them all. I like the Inspires. I didn't like the flight time. And I had the Mini 2, Mini 3, but the Air 2 handles the wind better. When I'm flying, Andrew, when I'm coming upstream and the wind's coming out of the south, the Air 2 does the best out of all of them, except for the Inspires, of course, to maintain the steam. The Air 2 and the Mini 2 and the Mini 3 used to stall about halfway, and I have to back off and go around the back side of the ship.
You mean Air 2S, right?
Yeah, the Air 2S, Air 2S, I do fine.
Yeah, he does have an Air 2S, but when you're shooting in just auto because you're not somebody that likes to stick around with camera settings, the Nano blows the Air 2 out of the water as far as night shots go.
Night mode, yeah.
That's why Paul doesn't fly the Air 2S at night, because he doesn't mess with the cameras.
Yeah, because it comes out real pixelated.
Yeah, on the DJIs, if you don't adjust those camera settings at night, it'll come out really noisy and look like crap.
Yeah, I'll get it for you.
Oh yeah, Air 2 and the Air 2S have no problem in the winds. Even the Mini 2 is a little beast in the wind. Like I said, the Mini 2 is a little bit more powerful than the Nano was. The Nano was definitely underpowered. The light was really good, but the Nano wasn't so good in the wind. What'd you build that for?
It's important stuff.
Yeah. No camera mounts, no drone accessories. Just more junk.
I'm just going to say, it looked like a frog. It is a frog. Yeah.
Well, I had to make sure things print, right, I wanted to get the articulate model to make sure it printed perfect. So. Pretty good. Took 1 hour.
Andrew, how come you never post anything? In fact, when was the last time you even posted something? Oh, you did. Okay. Oh, you did 2 months ago. Let's see. The last time I checked your channel was a year ago.
Shoot, I've been slacking lately. Haven't
Yeah,
flown
I
in
know the
about a
feeling.
week. And I was gonna fly today, but it's like 38 degrees. I ain't going out. I don't want to go out unless I have to. And in shorts, usually I have them a week in advance out there. I had to run a few minutes ago and figure out what to put on it.
No, Tim, I was actually going to get it last week, but because that stupid car cost me $700, didn't have the extra money to get it.
Justin, this came out pretty clean. It really did.
Yeah, it looks good.
I didn't do anything to it. It came out real clean.
What's up, Mark?
Mark, what's up?
What's up?
I didn't even get to go out and really do anything last week except for dinner. Because that
Put a
stupid
piece of
car
Velcro on him and put him right here.
decided, let's break down on the one weekend you needed me.
Now, Justin, I did print some important things. Print some ice scrapers because we're getting ready to have an ice storm here in the next couple of days.
Hmm.
So I'm
Have
gonna
you
give them
checked,
to my son and make sure he has them. And his girlfriend has one. I'm gonna throw one in my car. Give my daughter one.
Are they going to be strong enough with that?
Oh yeah, because this piece is solid, 100%. So I think it was 50% fill. I think it'll be good.
Well, you can go out and test them out.
We'll
Yeah,
have
good
ice
work.
tomorrow.
Good game, but you have to play with others. Yeah. That's definitely the type of game you want to play with other people. For sure. I still remember the days though when you didn't have anybody to play with unless they were at your house playing 2-player in a game. Sometimes I think back when I used to play games like that, and I'm like, man, that seems so boring by today's standards. Because now you can pretty much get online with almost any game and play, but play with actual people, not just playing computer. Let's say Saturday, huh? I keep thinking it's fucking for Sunday because I did my show a day earlier than I normally did.
Well, it is Sunday here.
Well, it kind of threw me off because I kept thinking it was Sunday today
Yeah.
because I did my show last night.
Exactly.
So probably tomorrow afternoon I'll do it then. If I'll have to try to get it done before Laura goes live. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. It'll be either that or Monday afternoon. I'll do the heist. That's just off live though, or story mode.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember that too, Andrew, on the original Xbox. But even then, back then, internet was really sketchy still then. It wasn't all that great back then. Well, that's in the story mode. Yeah, you have that sub, but I think after the mission, I don't know if you can I can't remember if after you play the story mode, if you can still use it. I have I have a real submarine in online GTA Online though. Me and Tim both have a submarine. You can shoot cruise missiles from it and everything.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I have the whole setup. I think you can have two people in the seats and then they can shoot cruise missiles at people. But GTA San Andreas actually had a 2-player mode. You had to get the girlfriend in the story mode, and then it would unlock a second player mode where you could have another person play with you. But they had to be at your house, so it wasn't online. Now, what are you printing?
Nothing yet, just looking.
You do that rocket I sent you. Come on now, do something extensive.
Ooh.
Dude, that's I'm
that
telling you,
stupid-
that's gonna be a fun print. Oh, you get into that. And you
I
can
did
take
that
your time
stupid,
on
what
it.
you call it?
Yeah, that rocket looked badass on one of your tables back there. Is that when you get it all said and done? I think it's around like three or about 3 feet tall. So it's not a little rocket. It's pretty good size.
That's a meter high. Shit.
Yeah, it's pretty good size because you print it in like 3 different sections.
I want to print that sword that Tim sent. And I started to do it with that other printer once, and it got about 2/3 of the way into it. I was using a silver PLA, and it missed a whole layer.
Yeah, you need to do that and print you and your son one. You guys can have a sword fight in the living room.
No sword fighting.
Or try to see if you can find a lightsaber print. I think they have a collapsible lightsaber one that they do.
Oh, they got that too. They've got the one where you can it collapses and you can put the lights on the inside to make the noise and everything. Now that would be
See,
cool.
I just wish that when some of those I think some of them do, but I wish some of those STL files they would actually include links to where you could buy all the internals for it.
Yeah.
All the electronics, because a lot of them don't tell you where to get anything. You have to kind of go out and find it.
Interesting thought, Jonathan.
Yeah, exactly, Jonathan. You don't want to print nothing nobody wants to buy. He's stingy.
What Jonathan say? I'm gonna do
He
it.
doesn't want to print
I'm
anything
gonna do it.
someone wants to buy.
This I just got the new one
Um,
here. But yours is an overnight print.
I wouldn't be surprised, Andrew, though, if there isn't some kind of filament out there for dog toys. Like that is like, kind of
Non-toxic, I think. the word
yeah,
they're
like a
looking for.
non-toxic, like if the dog does eat it or something, it wouldn't hurt him type thing. I'm sure they got something out there like that. Because they have food grade safe filament you can use, like if you want to make bowls or plates to eat off of or something like that. They actually have ones that are food grade safe. That's why you want to make sure if
Probably
you
the
make
cost of it too.
well, you want to make sure too, like if you want to make something for like kids, like
Yeah.
say Joe wants to make little baby rattlers or something for his granddaughter or something like that, you want to make sure it's the type of film that if she puts it in her mouth,
Yeah.
it won't do anything to her. You can
Regular
do that,
feelings just
East
make us
Coast.
stronger.
There are plenty of prints out there for butt plugs. You want some?
Yeah, I've seen them.
We use the, what is it, the PTEG or whatever? It's the softer, more pliable. It's like rubbery.
Mm.
It's very
Unfortunately, I did a search the other day on something and two of them came up. I looked down and went, what the hell is that? Oh, hell no.
soft. I wish I still had. Let me see if I can find that picture that Rob sent me a long time ago.
Yeah, that's what I need to be printing a butt plug while y'all here.
Why not?
So I have it. Okay, I've sent it.
Put a blinking LED in it too. I tell you what, you go in like Thingiverse and you go popular in the last 7 days, and they got some junk out there.
Sorry about that. I was cooking Mia's dinner.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I have to chop up fresh chicken breast, little pieces, boil it, then put in 10 cups of minute rice, white rice, mix it up, let it all set, and then put it in containers in the refrigerator.
She's better than you.
She eats good.
Hey,
She had pancreatitis. That's the problem.
Laura, if you're still in the chat,
think-
can you
I think I'm
tell
going to head
David
down that direction.
Can you tell David to check his messages? I'll see if he still has that picture of that one print. I think it was one Rob did or whatever. There's another police academy coming out this year, Tim. No, I didn't hear about that.
Oh, no.
Police
Hopefully they don't.
Academy 3, I think it is.
Just don't get your hopes. Don't over.
Police Academy. I thought we're up
Yeah.
to Police Academy 9.
Oh, really?
Let me.
Oh,
It's gonna
I
be
know what
police-
it was. I heard it was going to be Top Gun number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Top Gun. They're supposed to. Yeah, and that makes 100. That makes total sense why they would come out with another Top Gun movie. That one did so well in the box
Yeah.
office. That movie made
the-
so much money.
I think the new Police Academy is 10. It's going to say Police Academy 10 unfunded.
Thing is, people just don't need to have too high of expectations. I think sometimes when they redo certain things, it's that they are actually good, but people's expectations are set way too high and they don't enjoy it because of that. But it's good for what it is, you know? Like everybody gave the new Red Dawn a bunch of shit. I thought it was, for what it was a good movie. But
That's exactly what my wife said after the first time. She said, don't have any expectations.
yeah, that's my whole thing about that though, is I think sometimes people just have too high expectations and then they don't end up enjoying it. And then some of that stuff's really not as bad as they make it out to be. Hey, Tim said it's called Police Academy, the new class.
The
Wonder
new
who the
what?
director. The new class is what it's called. Police Academy, the new class.
Okay.
I think
Yeah, are they
defunded
gonna-
would be better.
I was going to say, how are they going to go with it? Are they going to go down the normal route, or are they just going to have normal people in it?
No, it's the new class of police officers at Police Academy, and they're all going to look like models.
Yeah.
Long blonde hair, the whole bit. Tight bodies.
There you go, Joe. I just sent you a picture of a print you can do if you want.
Messenger.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Yeah, that's a little out of my league.
Put some you put some FPV motors on that thing, you fly right into somebody's ass at 100 miles an hour. Oh. Honestly, I could really care less about Bob Marley, to be honest with you, Dusty. But
Here comes
my
David.
opinion.
Here he is.
You needed to get away.
Yeah, he's got the kitties. Well, David, we don't mean to cut into your kitty time if that's what you would rather be doing.
Hmm.
He's in the other room anyway. See, Laura won't come on because they're in the room with Laura. David's probably.
Yeah, we don't want to go down that route again.
Morning. They're going home.
Your mic is super low, David.
Yeah, we can just barely hear you.
Better.
Yeah, there you go.
Much.
Yeah.
Wasn't low. It was on the other side of the room.
Oh, you share on, Dusty.
Dusty.
Yeah, if you're into
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, you'll probably enjoy that
I don't
movie.
mind the occasional bit of
I'm not
reggae.
I'm not into reggae.
Dominic
I
and
never,
Justin have already
just
seen.
from my personal opinion, I never saw the big hype with Bob Marley. I always kind of thought it was over. Okay, but
No.
that's just me, though.
When you're having a bad day. Hey, where's my dinner?
That's kind of bad. It was like Cleo a little while ago. I threw her a little piece of chicken, and it landed on her back. And she's looking around for it. And I mean, it says on your back shape. She's still in a frenzy looking for it. And Tino walked over there and bit it off of her. And boy, you should have seen that fight. He took it right off her back. And she realized it, and that was it. They were pinning each other down, fighting.
Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, the only dog that starts anything is the smallest.
Well, I'm mixing them with potatoes and onions, so hopefully it's better than
Okay,
cooking steak and shrimp and stuffed mushrooms too.
there you go.
Yeah, they're good there if they want.
Preston City. Mark, I'm not a Man City fan. They're not Preston City. And no, I wouldn't be cheering them on. But my football club today did this ingenious idea.
Yep.
They stuck on all the chairs a little message that said, abusive language has been used in this area. If you see it, text this number and tell us the seat and male or female person sat in that seat. Right?
Yep.
So when one fan swore, the other fans went, oh, I'll text that number, text it, then they got a notification to say they've been charged £5 for that text, right? So they started swearing, and then the other fans around them decided to text the number.
We have the same thing here. We text a number for antisocial behaviour.
Yeah, but
What?
it was the point.
Hold on, back the fuck up.
first- the first
Explain this
fan-
to me.
PTFU.
Yeah,
The first fan swore,
Yes,
so the
I'm
fan
right.
behind him text the number to report him for swearing,
Yeah,
right? Then they got the notification to say they'd been charged £5. So they started swearing at the club for charging them £5 to report inappropriate behaviour. So the fans behind them then reported them for doing it. And then it obviously started going back in the ground. Yeah.
No.
So everybody suddenly texting this number and the club's just going, don't worry about it. Ka-ching.
Hold on, is this a government thing or just
No, just a football club.
yeah. It's the
Oh, for
yeah.
fuck's
Well,
sake.
it's our sporting ground
Yeah.
that
Oh,
does it.
hell no.
Keep swearing like that and I'm reporting you and all.
Yeah,
That would piss me off, dude. Like, I don't see how anybody's gonna. I'm too American for that kind of app.
you're right.
Be a snitch, get charged for it.
snitches get stitches, as they say over here.
I'm just saying. Guess I don't know.
Put it this
When you said that, and I was thinking, I was almost I was at the point of thinking that was like a government app to report people, and I was like, oh hell
No,
no.
it's not a government app. It's well, it is
Down to the
the
club.
Melbourne Cricket Ground here. Our MCC, not that other MCC.
Well, put it this way. The next home game, no one's going to be texting that number. Because it's all kicked off tonight about it.
First of all, how do they even charge your account? Why do they even have access to your account?
It's not an app, it's a text. You text the number
Yeah, you send a text to
66777
so-and-so number.
and it's a premium rate number. You know, like you could text.
Oh, so
yeah,
it charges you for
side
texting
stuff.
that number.
Yeah. But
So what you're
obviously,
saying
the
is-
fans didn't realize that they were going to get charged so much for being a snitch.
Okay. So it was just they were getting charged because it was it had rates on that.
Yeah, it's a premium number.
Okay.
Yeah, it's £5 plus your standard network rate.
Ours is just a standard network rate.
I was about to say I thought it was like they were just like charging your like bank account. I was like, oh hell no.
No.
Still sounds like tyranny to me.
No, it comes off your mobile phone credit. But because obviously it's a premium rate number, so it don't come off your
Yeah.
free texts. Yeah, when the bill comes in, you're gonna get a nasty surprise. Especially if you've been a right little snitch and text like 20, 30 people's details. Or like some people would have done, reported their mates just for messing around.
Mm.
Well, that's a costly one.
So the question is what happens to you if you get reported? Like,
This-
how do they even prove it? Like, what if it was just somebody being an ass?
Well, this is the point.
Mm.
They said they're calling it the yellow card thing. So if your seat and that, you'll get a letter in the post saying, you've been a naughty boy, pack it in.
Generally, what happens
And
is
then
here.
if you get another one, then obviously the club will come.
But to me, that's holding people accountable with no proof of that they even did anything.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
The only time that there are other consequences are if there's a fight or you've thrown something. There are enough video cameras, enough CCTV actually see it happen. But if it's if it's a verbal stash and there's many people around you, usually the people around you are the ones that because they have the attendants, which are the blue coats, and then on top of that you've got the other security guards that walk up and down the aisles every probably half an hour.
But the point is that, if enough people text the number to say that person has been racist,
Yeah.
homophobic, or abusive, then they're obviously going to take action. Yeah.
Yeah.
What they're going to find at the next game is people are going to look at that number, look at the person being an idiot, and go, "It's not worth it."
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think
That's
that
why
whole
it's a
thing is
standard
just,
right here. Because you've got, as I said, you've got the security guards that stand at the top of the aisle, and you've got the blue coats, which are the attendants, the ticket attendants.
Call them stewards.
Well, okay, we call them blue coats over here because
They're
they used to
holiday
wear blue
reps.
coats.
They're pontins.
Yeah,
well, to me too, is if they're kicking out people that are spending money to go to every game over some fucking cussing, like that's just ridiculous
It
because
depends on the
you have a
type.
potential of losing more money by doing that.
Well,
yeah, correct, Dusty. We do have a lot of hecklers.
it's not the ones that are just going, the referee's a hand job. Yeah.
Or where's your white stick, umpire?
Yeah,
Or
not them ones. It's
the
ones
umpire's a
being
maggot.
racist, or singing sexist jokes, or being homophobic, or just being complete and utter bell end.
that shit crazy.
Yeah, but like I said, if it was a standard text, fair enough. People will go, "I've had enough of him," and report it. And
I
then
agree with
obviously-
Joe. It sounds like tyranny to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like a form of communism.
Don't bring it in.
What I would say is, you may think that, but if the club don't do anything about the fans that are doing the cursing and whatever, right? They're still going to keep coming. But those people that keep texting the number, they're making the club money.
Well, I
Hmm.
mean, if the club was smart, they wouldn't punish the people and just keep letting the idiots report them.
I think everyone's worked
Yeah.
that one out. Because
that's a smart way to go.
text the number and nothing happened. All that happened was the swear words went backwards as people started realizing they're the ones that are getting punished.
I mean, that's the way to do it, though, is you don't actually punish the people and you just let idiots keep texting the number. You're charging them rates for it.
Yeah, because then
All you gotta do is put
the
fake
number is
stats
all
out.
the way around our stadium.
All you gotta do is put fake stats out, right? Be like, yeah, last year we kicked out, 2,000 people for cussing. They actually didn't,
Well, people will know if that person they've reported is back there next week because the season ticket holders. Oh, you're on mute.
Well, to be honest with you, the season ticket holders, if I was the football club, I wouldn't be fucking with those people because that's the ones that are hardcore loyal that are spending thousands of dollars a year to come to your games.
Yeah, but the point is, if the club kick one out, you've already got the money off them for the season. Don't get your money back.
Oh, I know that, but I'm saying still, season ticket holders, those are people you should be giving a little bit more leeway. Not necessarily to like run up and punch somebody in the face or something, but you know what I'm saying? They should be getting a little bit more leeway because they're fucking spending a lot of money to come every year. And do you have to sit in the same seats every time?
Yes.
Yeah, see, what if you get sat next to
season
some,
ticket membership?
Yeah, if you get sat next to someone that doesn't like you, you've had it.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Like, right there, you might get seated next to somebody that you just, every time you see them, you guys just don't get along, you know, because personality, whatever.
The thing is, if you're sat next to someone and you've seen them text, and then you next week get a letter in the post, the next home game, you're going to turn up there, you're going to sit down and wait till they turn up, and then you're going to get up and whack them one.
Oh,
Hey, well, if I'm going to get banned from this ground, I might as well make it worth my while.
did anybody answer Dusty earlier about who was live tonight?
I said Arco.
Isn't there
That's
other
the only
people
one I
on?
can think of. Just off the top of my head.
Oh, that Justice seems to be taking every time slot up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anybody else
Oh,
is
you're
on
muted.
Saturdays that I can think of.
Someone tell Paul he's muted.
He's on the phone.
I was thinking you're on live, but you did yesterday.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah,
unless
earlier,
Tim is going to take that over.
well, earlier
Are you going to do that, Tim?
I was going to go live earlier, but when I loaded YouTube, I saw Justin was live. I was like, "You bastard!" Permanently live now. Got the bug.
I wanted to get part 5 done because it's been a couple days, so a few days since I did the last one.
Sorry if this is louder.
No, that's better.
Yeah, you could barely hear you before.
What the hell is going on with this?
Okay, Tim's not on, so no one's on after Art then. Unless what's his name? Adrian's going to go.
Yeah, Justin might.
I'm not going live tonight.
Shut up, Justin.
I would count Adrian, but then at the
I don't
same
know.
time I wouldn't because he hasn't really been consistent the last like 4 or 5 months. So.
Hmm.
Hey,
Corey.
hey,
My this Zoom isn't working quite as normal.
That's Zoom for
What's going on?
You know, usually I can click on like the 3 dots on everybody's name, and I can either make them co-host or not, and it won't let me do anything.
That's participants.
You might not be. You might have gotten signed out by accident or something.
Yeah, you might not be
I don't
seen.
know.
Justin, your host.
Justin, your host. Give Paul his host back.
Justin's the host. How do you get to be host?
I don't know, but he's
I'm telling you, he's taking over.
Ah,
He's even ending your streams for you now. You gotta watch this guy.
hey, Justin, make me host.
Hold on, because I'm not on my computer at the moment. Hold on, give me a second.
Well, run to your computer, Justin.
Well,
Yeah, come on,
mute it
Justin.
before you flush it.
Well, yeah, don't let us involve you if necessary things like wiping afterwards. You know.
You can wipe later.
Justin's on the screen twice.
I know, wait.
Because I was trying to make David a co-host, and
Mini cookies.
Is it worrying that the first cookie I get out is a pair of boobs? Oh well, hope they taste nice.
hey, here's what I'm looking at right here, and it doesn't let me change anything or do anything.
Until Justin gives you the host back, you can't. You're just a general user.
Does that on your guy's screen show Justin as the host?
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
No. You're the host now.
I'm the host. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, which is
The
weird
only
because
co-host.
Don't
Joe's
give
the only
Justin anything
co-host.
back because he's just gonna.
well, what's weird is Zoom usually has a reclaim button. So if you're the owner of the account, you can hit that reclaim button and it usually will take the host abilities right back.
Weird.
It's usually at the
Just like
very bottom.
Justin.
If you go down to the bottom where it says participants and you click on it, usually there's a reclaim button down at the very bottom.
Yeah,
That way if
you've got
somebody,
participants, and then at the very bottom line, it would have that.
yeah, right. And that's if somebody takes over by accident or defaults to somebody
Yeah.
else, you can take it back without.
So I
any
think I
issues.
accidentally became host one day too.
That's only if Paul was to leave and it passed it over, you can reclaim.
Yeah,
If
Paul's
Paul
dropped out
actually-
once.
Yeah, but if Paul actually gives you the host, then
I've gotta
you
give it
can't
back.
reclaim it. You've got to give it back.
I've
Yeah,
got to
it's
give it back.
stupid.
Yeah.
It should just be
So
there all the
I
time.
think Paul dropped out once, and I was the first in, and I think it picks the first, the second person in, and gives it.
I think that's stupid though. It should have the reclaim button all the time.
Now over there on participants, I show 5. There's
Yep.
me, there's David, Dominic, USA Joe, and on Justin, it's got a speaker with a line through it.
Yeah, it's because it means he's got his camera off.
But
That's his webcam.
all of them are marked as co-hosts, and Justin is not.
Yeah, because I gave you host back. That's why.
So you've got to co-host him.
Okay,
Do
maybe. Okay, all right.
You shouldn't have done that.
Laura said I
When
shouldn't
you
have
give it
done that.
away. Yeah.
Big mistake, huge mistake.
Mhm.
So you don't have any shots to do tonight, Joe?
Toilet.
Not a
break,
thing.
probably.
Not a thing.
Dominic, where are you headed?
Toilet break.
Okay, all right. He's off to the toilet. Boy, the wind is a whipping here tonight. There isn't going to be any me flying. Look at the flags. There isn't going to be any me flying down in the water tonight with that Nano Plus. Justin, do you have any drones left or no?
Just a tele, that's it.
You
What's up,
you
Corey?
still have the Tello, okay.
But he drones on.
I don't have anything else, sir.
Now you did have a what is it you had that you just sold not too long ago?
The Spark.
The DJI Spark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard from the guy you sold it to? Are they happy with it or?
I gave him my phone number and everything, mine and Sarah's number. I told him if you had any issues, just give me a call. He never called me, so I'm assuming that he was all right. So
You know what you was just saying, Justin, about the if somebody wanted to text about the mates to wind them up as a wind up. Yeah, well, somebody on the forum said him and his mates were messing around all game, just texting back and forth to this number, thinking it was a free number. He said they're all dreading the bill now.
yeah,
They're all gonna be getting letters to say pack it in. And a big bill.
well, you think I would have told them that before they sent the message, because like over here, if it's something that costs money, it will warn you. It will say, standard rates apply. And it will kind of give you a warning before you send the message, so you don't send it
over
without
here.
knowing it.
Yeah, Jonathan, Paul Hodges he's been staying busy with other things, and now that he's got that special someone in his life, God bless him.
What movie is Jonathan talking about? He was gonna watch. I don't know what they were talking about, but
Weekend Lover, is that a movie? Was that a song or?
Yeah, Adrian used to go live, that's for sure, Jonathan. Like I said, but last 4 or 5 months he hasn't really been consistent at all. So I don't
He's
know.
been real busy with his kids. From what I understand.
Rain.
Yeah, because let's see his.
Oh.
Those last 8 live streams. He did 2 5 months ago, 1 4 months ago, 1 3 months ago, and then he did the last 4 he did was from 2 months ago. So yeah.
Between now and Tuesday, the maximum temperature is going to be -5, and it's going to drop down to -9.
That's about what we got going on here.
Yep.
That is set fire to your balls.
Well, the sad part of it is Joe lives down in the southern part of the country, and he's freezing his tush off down there too.
I just turned my heat up just now because I started getting cold. It's 42 right now, and tonight it's going down to 31. And it right now this is the highest it's going to be till about Wednesday.
Yep.
Oh, Red
And
Dawn
like
too.
I said,
Okay.
Tuesday morning is going to be bad.
Yeah, apparently this is the lull before the big storm.
Yeah.
Ron Lockwood's temp was -33.
Wow.
I posted a picture of that earlier.
Jesus Christ.
That's why I don't live up there.
Yeah,
If I wanted to feel that, I'd live there.
yeah, the week of my birthday, apparently we're going to have the beast from the east again. Arctic weather sent from Russia with love. I'm sure.
Well, the big story is that Monday in the Gulf of Mexico, it's supposed to have a snowstorm. Down
Really?
south of Corpus Christi and Houston area. They've got a big patch. They said it's going to be snowing in the Gulf.
Wow.
That's going to be crazy.
Justin,
hope
have you
somebody
ever,
get out there and
have
get
you
some
ever gotten
pictures.
snow down where you are, Justin?
Out in Florida now.
Only the fake stuff.
I think they've had a blizzard here once or twice over like the last, 60, 80 years, but it's got to be like perfect conditions.
Hmm.
You know what I want to blame it on? Global cooling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roger warming, it's cooling now. Gone back
I'm not
to when I
entirely
was
sure
8.
about that. Let me see.
And then we had snow 7 years ago because I had Tino outside. Actually, Cleo was outside. It was 7 years ago. She was outside too. I had both of the dogs out in the snow, and she was like she didn't want to be out in it. The Pomeranian Chihuahua, but the Pomeranian didn't care. He enjoyed it. And then the last time we had real snow was Christmas Day back 2000. I think it was 2007. On Christmas Day, we had a white Christmas, and that was real snow. But they're shutting down. They're getting ready to start shutting down all those schools. They're going under a state emergency Monday.
Well, I see in the news, our fantastic president has ordered a new gas tax on natural gas.
Okay, so the last snowstorm that was in recorded history, so it was only one time in Florida in recorded history. It was on January 19th, 1977.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
Go ahead, Joe.
I said, let me go get a bunch of cabbage and eat it, and then call him up and then bend over and give him some gas,
There you go.
some natural gas. Tell him how I feel.
Yeah, he wants to tax our natural gas now.
That was the year you were born, David, wasn't it?
It was.
And
And it's a year Elvis went, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That
Year
was
Elvis said.
Yeah, it said that was the only time in recorded history of like since they've been recording weather.
Really?
Yeah,
That
recorded
actually
history.
had snow.
Exactly.
What year was that, Justin?
1977.
How many inches did you get?
Yeah, I didn't really read the whole article. I just
Okay.
kind of
Was
perused it real
just,
quick.
8 years before you were
just a
born.
dusting like type of thing?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it said it turned. Hold on. Let me go back and look at it. From the pictures that was showing, it was pretty thick snow.
Oh, okay.
You can go ahead and screen share it if you want to.
Yeah, just so you're aware this time, Justin, when we're talking about inches, we don't need you to exaggerate.
Let's see if it says anything about. It was 3 inches,
3 inches? Okay.
and it went all the way down to about where I'm at.
So you were on the southern end of the snowstorm.
Oh,
And that was southern. No. So that was South Florida. So it actually went all the way down to like Miami.
All the way to Miami.
Dang.
Oh, wow. They wouldn't know what to do with a snowstorm, would they?
No, they're not prepared for that. If they had to have snow plows or something, they would have had to bring them in from another state.
Mm.
If anything, the place that would be most likely to get snow anyway, if it was on a regular basis, would actually be the Panhandle. 'Cause that's up by the Georgia border and all that.
Mm.
They'd be
What did
the
you say?
most likely.
How much snow has Ron got? He's got a foot or two, doesn't he?
I have
Blackwood?
no idea. I haven't heard from. I didn't even know it was that cold where Ron was at till Tim said it in the chat.
Yeah. Minus 33. Shit.
Yeah, it's 32
that's-
is freezing. So you double
Yeah.
that. Whew. Yeah, that's fucking cold, bro. That's nuts get stuck to your leg.
Yeah.
You literally, if your eyeballs aren't covered, they would freeze. That's dangerous weather
But
to be in.
when I was really young, I went to Nebraska where my brother was working at the time.
Yeah.
And it was minus 30 something. So yeah, and that was
I think the max I've had is minus 16.
In Australia. Well, I was over in Nebraska in the US, so in Australia, I think the worst I've ever seen is minus 2 Celsius.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that year. I ran out of de-icer.
Oh, for sure.
I needed the
Dusty,
toilet and I had to spray them.
The icer, okay.
Yeah, I had to spray them Miracle. Area.
Well, up here in the North Country, we always have windshield wiper fluid that has de-icer in it.
Yeah.
I remember when I was getting, I got into this argument with somebody a few years back, and they were talking about completely wrong, right? And they were talking about the radiator in their car, and they're like, "Yeah, I heard them tell somebody, you want to put water in there, not antifreeze, because it will freeze." And I said, "Hold on a sec." I said,
What part of
"Say the
word
name."
antifreeze don't you reckon?
I said, "Say the name." He goes, "Antifreeze." I said, "Okay, anti-freeze, which means it's not going to freeze. You don't
Yeah.
want to put water in your radiator in a cold
Nope.
climate like that."
No.
You
Oh
definitely
my
don't
God,
want to put
dude.
Uncle Freeze in there.
Sat there and argued with me for like 20 minutes about this. And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, I don't know how else to explain it to you.
Yeah, I'd have done that and all. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, Mark White says he's been in colder weather than that, but it was skiing in Italy, Australia, and Switzerland.
Austria.
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 Yeah,
I don't
Austria.
think-
Don't
They don't do any.
get those
skiing.
two mixed up.
They don't do any skiing in Australia, do they?
They do. It's
Water
in what's
skiing?
called the Australian Alps.
Oh, you have a section of Alps.
Yep. It's on the Victoria-New South Wales border.
Wow.
We've got, well, in Victoria, we've got a place called Mount Buller, Mount Hotham, and Lake Mountain. It's about an hour and a half's drive for me, but that's the best. I think that's the only. It's one of the only spots where it gets snow in Australia. Tasmania, but mainland Australia, but Tasmania, it does snow. And Canberra, it is known to snow, but when you're talking about skiing, you've got to get to Mount Hotham or Mount Buller in Victoria. Snowing, yes, but skiing is only really one spot.
So the coldest temperature ever recorded was
Was pretty
in
cold.
Vostok,
Vladivostok.
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
It was
Yeah.
negative 128.6 degrees.
You're fucking kidding me, aren't you?
That's
Good
when you light your
God,
lighter
dude.
and the flame freezes.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, that is cold, dude.
Well, right now they're showing on TV. The guys are interviewing before the
That's a
Kansas City Miami
Redbow's not
Dolphin
in
game.
Queensland.
They're standing out there as they were rolling up all the stuff off because Kansas City doesn't have a
Redbow
covered.
was on Victorian side.
They don't have a Superdome?
No, it's open
Oh.
air. And and they're talking in the microphone, standing there with gloves on and hats on and everything, and the steam is just running out of their mouths.
Yeah, but yeah,
Well, I don't understand that. Why these
I'll
fucking
qualify that one.
Yeah, every NHL team, NHL team should have a dome.
you mean NFL?
NFL, yep.
Well, the thing is if you're in like, okay, say you're in Nevada,
Snow.
Southern California, not really a big necessity to have a Superdome. Is it nice? Yes, but you don't really need it because
Kansas City's right in the
It's
middle of the
freaking
state,
hot.
right next to the mountains.
it doesn't rain there much. It's
Redbow's
not.
not that good. Sorry.
But as far as like being like in Buffalo, Michigan, like that should be standard, man.
Yeah, it's only 8
Any
days,
place where you get
Redbow's-
that much snow?
Look, nothing beats, right? Getting up at 3 a.m, packing your bag, going to football, getting there, and the referee at 2:55 goes, nah, game's off. Sorry. And then you have to go home.
Called late this afternoon. The game. I don't know where it is, but
We had one game cancelled because it was underwater.
Well, we had two games abandoned today.
Oh no,
One-
yeah, Threadbow. Sorry, I'm talking to. I'll type it in.
Yeah, we had 2 games abandoned. One because a spectator died in the stand, and the other
We've
one
never had that.
fans ran on the pitch and stopped the game.
But no, if you're in an area, if you're gonna have a team in an area where you're prone to snow and a lot of rain, I mean, you should just design your stadium to have a fucking dome on it.
Now,
I mean, it's just
football is
stupid
an
to have
outdoor. I'm sorry, football is an outdoor sport where you wear your shorts, right? None of
Yeah,
this,
I'll agree
none
with
of this super padding with heating and all this.
It's not the point of heating, it's just a point of keeping the weather off the field.
Yeah,
Right.
but nothing beats natural grass.
Right, but
We're
just
playing-
because
agree
you
with
have,
that.
just
we're
because
playing
you close but just because you close the stadium up because it's raining that day, that doesn't affect the grass.
Yeah, but you
Over
need
here-
you need the rain to get the grass to grow.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is over here we have retractable domes. So they can open it up to the elements, but if the weather is so severe, they can close it up.
well, and they also water the grass and mow the grass.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is, if you're going to have a stadium in a really bad area of the world where it snows or rains a lot, you should have a retractable dome roof that you can open up and close if necessary.
Yeah, Perish's okay, Tim.
Well, I'll put it this way. Only Wembley Stadium and the Millennium Stadium in the UK had retractable roofs.
We've got
Well, that's
one.
Where did Tim's friend used to work at Perisher? What is that?
Perisher is a ski resort.
In Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got quite a few ski resorts there.
Yeah, but the two best we've got, whereas Thredbo's okay. I think there's only three. Tasmania, I don't think there's any ski resorts, but it does snow. So there's difference between a ski resort and having a ski area. But yeah, the two best ones are Mount Hotham and Mount Buller, and then Thredbo is under that, and I'm going to look where Perisher is.
Well, see, like right here, you can pull up the weather app and hit the ski button, and it'll tell you which ski resorts are good to go.
Yeah.
Around the country, or even around the world. They'll tell you which ones are have a good snowpack for skiing. So you can
Well, there wouldn't be any snow at the moment in Australia, but yeah, see where all of them are.
It shows them. It shows where all your ski resorts are at.
Yeah, that's where the
it's-
Victorian Australian Alps are.
Look, there's a shit.
New
ton there.
Zealand. If you want to ski, New Zealand is the place to go, not Australia.
Even Japan's got quite a few. Look at
Oh,
that.
Japan. That's
Fucking hey, look, they got a shit ton. They got way more than the
Yeah.
US does.
skiing in Japan. Yeah, that's the heavy duty one.
Hey,
But you'd think,
England's even got a few.
the
Quite a few
Norways and that sort of thing would be the Scandinavian area. That
Oh,
would
once
be,
you zoom in, yeah, you see more of them. Okay, there you go.
yeah.
But see right here, Big Bear, that's the one we used to go to. And that's only like 45 minutes from where I lived at. 45 minutes
Yeah,
to an
because you
hour.
would think
Big
the
Bear's
further
really
north you went, the more ski resorts there'd be.
But see, out in Southern California, the mountain ranges are so fucking high that you get a lot of snow up in the mountains in Southern California because of the elevation. Because they're really tall mountains. Like the mountain ranges are pretty big in Southern California. That's why I said that we lived down in the valley in the desert, but we had massive mountain ranges all around us. And you would, whenever winter would roll through, the mountains would be covered in snow. But just down in the valley
Yeah.
where we lived, there'd be
I
nothing.
corrected you, Tim.
Well,
Perisher Smiggins.
in Snowdonia in North Wales, it snows 9 months of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
Big Bear.
We're
We're
Mon-
lucky to have 6 weeks.
this is quite good, this hill, because you can actually get the train to the top, get off the train, walk up a little path, and claim that you've walked all the way up there, take your pictures, go back and get on the train and go down.
Hold on. So, Mike, your mom and dad decided to move to Michigan because they wanted to live in the snow. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Dude, Big Bear is really nice, but it's an expensive place to live. It's kind of like a Aspen type town, you know.
Oh
A
yeah.
lot of rich people live up there. got
Aspen
really-
is famous.
Yeah, Big Bear is kind of like Aspen. There's a lot of multi-million-dollar homes up there.
Yeah, as I said, there's only that one. There's the Australian Alps, which start at the top end of Victoria and go into New South Wales, and that's pretty much the only snow you'll get. When I say snow, I mean snow that you can ski on, because I know Canberra snows, and I know snows at Mount Wellington, where the Cradle Mountains are in Tasmania.
Yeah, Big
But I
Big Bear
don't
was
think
a
there's any
nice
ski
place. Yeah.
resorts there. I don't think you can actually ski them.
Yeah, I miss Big Bear. Big Bear was a really beautiful area to go up to. Honestly, I wish I would have had drones when when I was younger, living in Southern California, because the mountain
Mhm.
ranges were absolutely amazing,
Yeah.
very picturesque, especially in the wintertime. And we lived right under an old dormant volcano that's been dormant for, I don't know, thousands of years.
Yeah, well, there's one there.
And
There's a dormant volcano about an hour's drive from me, and I'm
oh,
thinking,
dude,
I hope it never goes up.
oh, dude, we lived like 4 miles from the base of the mountain, but it was like massive in front of our house, like the
Mm.
mountain range. But you could see the top of it, and you could see all the lava rock coming down the side of the mountain.
Yeah,
But you could
but
out there
as I
where I
said, the
lived,
trouble, the
tons of
main
lava rock.
trouble with this one is it's a national park. So
But you know, how people,
I couldn't go there and take any aerial photo, but it's
you
an
know,
absolutely awesome spot.
but you know, how people take lava rock and they'll get it for their like gas grills and stuff, and they'll put
Mm.
it in there. Dude, you could go out where I lived, and there'd be lava rocks the size of a fucking, you know, a house, and you could just walk
Mm.
up and chip a big chunk right off of it. They didn't care.
Yeah.
It wasn't like protected or anything. You could go out there and get all the lava rock you wanted. Wash it, soak it, and wash it out. Throw it in the bottom of your grill. You're good to go.
Now
Really
I'm
good
gonna
for
answer that
conducting heat.
question for you, Dusty. Not the whole of Australia is full of gold. There's only a few pockets, and it's not.
Well, who's to say you even know? Because you guys, for the most part, your country's kind of, I wouldn't say unexplored, but it's not really tapped into. So you guys might be sitting on some big.
Well, there was a gold rush 180 years ago in Ballarat, and that's basically where all the gold was found. But there are gold mines in South Australia and Western Australia.
Because if you look at Australia, you guys are very similar to Canada. You guys haven't really ventured too far in
Exactly.
and really tapped into what you may have in resources.
Yeah.
Have you guys really had like oil companies come in and like really go into the depths of Australia looking for oil?
No, they've
Anything
only
like that?
gone to
Not
of
yet.
the northwestern land division of Western Australia. But the trouble is, out that area. Oh, I forgot about Gympie. Sorry about that, Tim. I forgot about Gympie. If you go, but the trouble is, the conditions in Marble Bar is hideous. They've got 110. It's 110 Fahrenheit for like 30 days in
What's
a
up,
row.
Burger?
Yeah, I forgot about that one, Tim.
But like, there's
Yeah.
actually a lot of resources in the U.S. that haven't even been tapped into because they're in national parks and shit, and they're protected.
Yeah,
So they're
Yep.
not, you know, developers and different companies can't go in there and screw with it. But
Yeah.
there is a lot of areas with natural resources that have not been touched.
See, we've got national parks, but our government are like, hell no, resources, go get them, boys.
oh, okay.
Oh no, places like national, like Yellowstone and stuff. Nah, dude, the mystique around them and everything is so high, and they're so highly protected. You
Yeah,
get caught
there's
doing
also
anything
the-
in the parks.
We've got opal mining in Coober Pedy, which is
Are you allowed to freely
Really?
dog online?
What, national parks?
there's a huge furor over some of the things.
Yeah,
Because
I
we've
agree,
got-
Dusty.
Yeah,
As
and
long-
we've also got uranium and bauxite mining
yeah.
in the
but
middle of South Australia.
Dominic, are you legally allowed to nip down to the river and start gold mining? Or if you find any gold, you have to hand it in.
Why the hell would you even say anything to begin with?
Not necessarily.
It's a criminal offence to go gold sifting in the UK.
No, you can't here.
You're stealing from the crown.
But
You can't pan for gold.
you've got to go out and panhandle, but you've got to go out. You've got to get, I believe you've got to get a permit first. And you've got to go, the main places where gold, well, the largest gold deposit is in Ballarat in Victoria, which is about an hour and a half for me.
Oh, did you hear about that?
I found the golden nugget, and it would have been easily 2 or 3. Can't even do it on the screen. It's
Yeah.
probably 3 or 4 foot wide.
What was it valued at?
Million,
Dude, I wouldn't.
several $1 million.
I wouldn't have said shit, dude. I would have went home. I would have broke off a chunk every time I needed some money. Took it down to the pawn shop. Here you go. I'm not telling anybody I found any.
You would need a 3 or
melt it
4
down.
foot trailer.
I'd have melted it
You would-
down
you
into
would
my
have
own
to
little
go back
coins.
to-
Gold would be
forward.
heavy.
For about a year to get that.
Like I said, I wouldn't be doing anything, dude. I would melt it down into my own little personal coins in my garage. And then you just take and you sell a coin every time you need some extra cash.
Melt it down into little
Right,
ink.
Curtis?
Yeah. I'm not telling anybody I found shit.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people that take their gold detectors to Ballarat and just move their way around it.
I know you hear me.
No, Dusty, I agree with you though. I don't think the only way I would say that those resources would ever need to be touched is if it was absolute national
Needed.
emergency and we needed it for something. But other than that, I would never want to touch them either. They need to stay out of those parts.
Yeah. Especially the uranium we've got here. Leave it alone.
Yeah, but you could power the whole of Australia with that.
You could power the whole of the world with it.
But did you hear about that jackass? So one of the cartel members that had a house, I want to say it was down here in Florida, like 30 or 40 years ago. I think it got seized or something by the government, right? They came in, took everything. Well, they just recently tore it down, like completely demolished the whole building. Well, the construction worker that was tearing it down was just in a skid loader by himself on the site.
Similar,
There was
Rigger.
nobody with him. He found one of the dude's safes that was hidden that the government never found. And instead of taking the safe and just putting it in the back of his truck, covering it up and taking it home to pop it open to see what was in it, the dumbass turned it in. I said, "You're a fucking moron, dude. That thing could have been full of gold cash. Screw that, dude. I would have put it in the back of my pickup truck and took that shit home."
And so he didn't make a dime out of it.
No, he was there by himself.
But it's the right thing to do.
Oh no, it was
Yeah.
a drug. It was a drug pin's money. Why should the government get that?
Finders, keepers, losers, weepers. Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. It wasn't like it was some old lady's money that got forgotten in a house.
No. If it's a drug dealer's money, then somebody has paid him that. Someone's probably paid that with their life for that.
I don't
Hell
care.
no.
I don't see why does the government have a right to it though.
Because when it goes to the government, it goes to you. It goes to the state.
It would have went straight into my pocket. All I'm saying though is the guy was there by himself because it was just a house. He was tearing it down in the skid loader and found the safe. And he went and
In a
called the
wall or
authorities
something.
and turned it in. I would have kept it. I'm sorry. I'd have took it home and broke it open. Screw that. Even if I didn't find nothing in it, I would rather have taken it home to see. Like I said, it wasn't like it was some old lady that forgot she had a safe in the wall and you were demoing her house and was like, "Oh, I found your safe." No, this is a drug kingpin's money.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit.
Is it not a law that says you should declare it?
I mean, technically, but if you don't ever tell anybody, they would never know. That's my whole point.
You see, over here,
There was a family that found a bunch of gold coins, right? They were out and they're on their property, found a bunch of gold coins. They went and opened their fucking mouths, and the government came in and said, "Oh, you can't keep those," and took them from them.
You see, well, over here, what happens is if you find gold coins, you report it to the government, who let the National History Museum know. Then the Natural History Museum will buy them off you at a very good rate to them. But if they don't want them, then you can do what you want with them.
Well, the only thing, Corey, is that particular cartel leader and 99% of the people he was with when he was in charge are
I
all
agree with
long
it,
gone
Ricky.
and dead anyway. So you wouldn't have been dealing with anybody. Because the house was seized by the government like over 30, 40 years ago, and it was just sitting. And I guess they finally sold the property off at an auction, and so the guy came in to tear the house down and found it. Like I said, like I said, those people that found all those gold coins on their property, why the hell did the government have a right to come in and say, "Oh, you can't keep those"? That's bullshit. Like I said, if I would have went out and I would have found $5 million worth of gold coins in my backyard buried, do you think I'm gonna open my mouth and call the news and be like, "Look what I found"? Hell no.
Shoot, I'm gonna
bring 'em
sell
in the
them off
house?
one at a time.
Exactly. I'll go to a different jewelry shop, a pawn shop every, or you can even take
Okay.
5 or 6 at a
Right.
time and say you inherited them.
Okay,
Huh.
you're going to go into the pawn shop and say, "I found these extremely rare, solid gold."
Nope. You melt them down so they don't
No.
show rarity.
Well, what you do is you don't say I found these. You should have said my
Right.
uncle left these to me.
Okay,
They're not going to question you as
You
long as
have-
your story sounds legit.
well, over here they would question you because
No, they don't give a shit.
That's because y'all not free.
As long as the cops don't come to them in a month and say they know about some stolen coins because you stole them from a store or something, they're never going to know. They're never going to give a shit because they have to hold the shit for, I think, like some pawn shops, it's like some states they have to hold it for 30 days or 60 days.
Mhm.
Once
I
that
think it's
time
60
period's up, they're going to send that gold off and sell it. They don't care. But like I said, if you find gold that happens to be like stamped or something like that, that's when you remelt it down in your garage and you recast it yourself into like little blocks or something.
yeah, but then you got to stamp it. Otherwise, you could go to the pawn shop and they'll go, "Nah, it's fake."
Yeah, I'm not declaring shit. I would
No,
never
maybe
tell
gold
them I found it.
detector.
Yeah, they have machines that read the gold
Yeah,
and they can
'cause that's
drill.
what I did.
And if you take
I had some gold.
well, say you happen to have a big brick of gold, right? They're gonna take the pawn shop will take it and they'll take it in the back and they will drill into it and make sure that it is not whatever that metal is that they put in. They try to fool them with. It's
Like an alloy.
Yeah.
yeah, it's some kind of alloy that's like similar to gold weight and everything. I can't think of the name of it, but sometimes scammers will do a block of gold, but they'll fill the inside with that particular alloy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not, dude. Like I said, I would be on the same fence as Joe. I wouldn't say nothing. I'd sell it off a little bit at a time. And if you get hooked up with the right person, dude, it's all cash, baby. They ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, I know the right person.
Exactly.
Yeah, but dude, I've seen coins that were 200-300 years old that weren't worth shit because there's still actually a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
Age
well,
don't always make the difference on price of.
yeah, but anything a bit older than that, you can't keep anyway because those British want them back.
But that's just my whole thing on it. Especially if I found if I found something on my property, I'm definitely not going to go blabbing to the fucking news about it. I wouldn't tell anybody, dude. That'd be state secret right there, locked up. Because that's what those people did when they found all those gold coins on their property. I mean, the first thing they did is went blab to the news, and the news did a big news story about it, and then they got confiscated. And it had something to do with mineral rights or some shit like that because it was buried. They got him on some loophole technicality and took it from him.
Okay. To answer an earlier question, the name of the large gold nugget found in Victoria on the 5th of February 1869 was 97 kilos.
And they called it a
Of
big ass
gold.
piece of gold.
241 pounds.
Is that right, Dominic?
Was that?
His name was Big Ass Piece of Gold.
It should have been, yeah. Okay, Curtis, you just did.
Bye, Justin.
All right, bye-bye.
I think the government just
Yeah.
took him out.
Yeah.
He spoke too much.
You think you're keeping that coin? You're gone.
So what's your plans for the day, Dominic?
Half an hour, I'm going to go over and say hello to Art because it's his birthday.
Oh, okay,
Weekend.
our birthday party. Oh, yeah.
Yep. And then have a bit of a rest in the afternoon.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna nap this evening too. I wanted to go catch that ship, but right now it's just no way in God's green earth. Let me see if I got
You mean God's white earth?
yeah, that too. UAV forecast. Screen share.
Hey, Donald.
Donald,
42-mile-an-hour gusts. 21-mile-an-hour speed.
A little breezy.
Yeah. Look at tomorrow. Same thing.
Has it stopped snowing?
No, it's still spitting snow. You can see it up here. Precip 8%, 7%, 1%. None at 2100 hours. 3, 5. Then it jumps up 12, 11, 10.
There we go. What the fuck that was about?
he's back.
Breaker blew in my bedroom.
Yeah. Well, don't you be stealing anything from the government. They'll have you. They're listening. You didn't have your tinfoil hat on.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I was just sitting in here and all of a sudden the power just went. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what? I was like, is everybody's power out? Sarah walked out the bedroom door and all the other lights were on in the house. I was like, damn it. Fucking breaker blew in our bedroom, so I had to go out and reset the breaker.
But you hate it when it just goes off in one room.
Hmm.
Well, you do if you're in that room. Yes.
It did that one time not too long ago, and that was because one of the plugs shorted out in one of the rooms, and that's when I remember when I replaced all the plugs. I was going through the house. I replaced about 6 or 7 plugs through the house because all the plugs in this house were old as shit. And like almost every one of them in the house was like worn out where you plug something in, it just fall right back out. So I went and bought it might have been 8 plugs I did. And I redid the ones in the hallway. I put a new GFI plug in the bathroom. I did the ones in the girls' room, our room, and other bedroom.
See, I've had 2 incidents where I've done something and the power's gone out. One when we lived in Blackpool, I actually broke into this cupboard that the council said we could use as a shed. And I was like, well, this one's mine, smashed the lock off. As I hit the light switch, the whole power to the whole of Blackpool went out. which was like, it was good to watch because we could see it over because we were in the top of the block of flats. Just see the power just going off as it was going along.
You just happen to flip the switch when it happened.
Yeah, it was just perfect timing on that one. However,
funny.
second time when I lived in Wickford, actually switched the kettle on, and the blue flash came out the plug, and the whole power to whole of Wickford went off. And that was a case of the last item being switched on. It was a really cold night, so everybody's obviously got the heating on, and my kettle was the one that just went, right, I've had a freaking enough of this. Wiped it all out.
Yeah, I remember it was about 6 months ago, and that damn transformer blew up on the street over from me. I remember that.
Oh,
we were
yeah,
out of,
yeah, yeah.
we were
I'll
out of
tell you what,
power
when the
and just-
substations go, they don't half go with a bang.
I
we
know.
were-
That's happened here.
Dude, when just a simple transformer on a fucking telephone pole goes out, on a power pole, those
Yeah, you
alone
can
are
hear
loud
that.
as fuck. But let
I'm-
alone a whole power substation.
Yeah, I feel really sorry for the houses round the corner here. They've decided to put the substation right up against the wall of the houses, and right next to it is a window. So when that substation goes, and they do often go, yeah, I know they switch back on pretty quick, but the flash in that house is going to be immense, and the bang's going to echo through it.
Did you see what Mudball put? British infrastructure for you.
Yeah, but as fast as it goes off, we're back on because it's automatic.
Oh,
Have
it
you-
automatically resets?
No, it literally the system. So say like I went through the power cable here, that would cause the short to go through to the substation, and within seconds it will have pinpointed that here's the problem and put the power on back everywhere else.
Wow.
So yeah,
Yeah.
British infrastructure for you.
Oh, yeah, but that doesn't include the fact, let's say high winds go through and takes down a whole section of power poles.
Yes, it does. If the way the system's made in the UK is, say, the wind took down the power lines over in the fields, it backs itself back up, and the power goes around the other way. You can reverse it, so it would just switch it all back on and just cut that little section out.
Okay.
Well, the way our power grid works is different neighborhoods will be on different grids. So you could have like one part of the city that's out of power and the other half would have power.
Yeah, but
So,
I think the difference is the UK is closely built, where America, you have to be on different grids because you've got this town here and the next town could be fucking 50 miles away.
Well, city, even what you would consider a small city here, of 150,000 people, that's still a pretty good size spread out of
We
houses.
call that a village.
That's like a small city here, I guess, or town. I don't know if you really want to call it a town. I'd consider a town more of like 10,000 people. But I'm in like a relatively small city if you compare it to like Orlando or Tampa.
Most of our cities and towns have over 100,000 people living in them.
But there's cities, we're definitely nowhere near like a big city that's got 12 million people in it or nothing crazy like that.
Mhm.
Well, we don't have a lot of in the north, a lot of buried power cables. Most of it's overhead.
Yeah.
No, we do here.
See, in Florida, they've gone to a lot of underground, but like in our area, like all the new neighborhoods are all underground. But the power companies here at least in my area I live in, they've gotten smart now. They're getting rid of all the wooden power poles and they're putting those big heavy duty cement ones in. So they don't, when the hurricanes came through the last couple of times and we had those power poles right on the other side of our street from our house, those things didn't even sway, they didn't move, they didn't budge, they didn't do anything.
Yeah, but the only problem with concrete is it gets concrete cancer after time.
Mm.
All it takes is one crack to form, and then the water gets in, and that's it. Your concrete
Yeah.
cancer's there, and you don't know until it goes.
Mm.
Did, has anybody heard, did Mike get his power back on or not?
Yeah, he got it on.
Okay.
Yeah,
He
because
was on
over
my-
here, do you not have pylons like us where they're like built out of steel, but they're made like the Eiffel Tower looks like, and they've got all the
Yeah.
holes for it, so the wind just blows straight through.
Yeah, we've got those.
No. You're talking about the big, huge ones, like
Big
that
ass
would
one.
transfer energy from like a couple hundred miles? Yeah, we have those.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones that take power from like one state to another state. Like those are the big, massive ones that intersect other states'
Yeah.
grids and stuff. Like if you like from the Hoover Dam going into California, they have hundreds of miles of those big, massive ass ones that are like
Yeah.
150, 200 feet tall. They're really, really tall.
I think the city of London itself only has something like 20,000 people living there. However, the Greater London, of all the built up areas around it, that's where you end up with the 20 odd million. Because everybody thinks London, everyone thinks this London is this massive place, but it's
Don.
not.
Fucking Donald. He said in America, all our pylons look like the Statue of Liberty instead of the Eiffel Tower. Oh, that's funny.
Okay, well, I'm gonna head out. So see you guys later.
Yeah, catch you later, don't it?
See you later.
Bye bye.
Later
Hey,
now.
Dominic, take care.
Yeah.
Wish him a happy birthday for all of us.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Who are you talking about?
Ah,
Art, it's
Art.
Art's birthday.
was that the door or the wall? Your TV? Your computer? Could have been anything with you, Tim.
What is your guys' population in England? What is it, like 30 some million altogether?
In England,
Like
it's
in the UK
in
altogether?
the UK, it's 68 million.
Okay, a little more than I thought.
I think it's like 3 million of them live in Wales. 8 million live in Scotland, and the rest of them live in England.
Yeah, so we're up to 21.78 million in Florida. And that's
Yeah, I knew the city of London was only small. It's very small. Everybody thinks it's this massive place, but it's not. The city of London itself is really, really small. And it does have its own police force.
the census will actually be this year because they do it every 4 years, right?
Ours is every 20 years.
They did it. They do it every 4 years, right, Joe? The U.S. Census.
I'm thinking.
Because
Is
it
that
should
where
be.
you send you a form?
I
and
think
you
it's
have to
every
fill it
10
in?
years, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it. Won't be that.
I don't
It's
know.
like
Hold
10
on, let me
years.
see.
Yeah, because they send it. It's a piece of paper in it. The form that you fill in. You just got to put all your details in and who lives in your address and where they came from. And did you like wearing knickers at the weekend and shit like that?
I'm relying on mine.
Yeah, I think our last one was 41 pages.
Yeah, I remember filling mine out and then I had somebody knock on my door, ask me if I filled it out. Then about a week later, they knocked on my door and said they didn't have it and they I need to fill it out. I said, I filled it out. Get away.
The last one was in 2020. Okay, so it's every 10 years. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, 10 years.
Yeah, I think ours is every 10 years or every 20 years.
Yeah, so the next one won't be till 2030.
Yeah, I'll be old enough to lie about it too.
But I mean, they can kind of track that anyway, just by state basis every year. Because states can kind of tell, by addresses and stuff. It kind of gives them somewhat of a detail, but not the full.
2031 is the next one for us.
Hmm.
Tell you what, if you get all the
We'll see you later, Rigger.
Hey, Rigger.
The census they always have problems because there's a lot of people out there. I don't want the government knowing my shit. They never get a full accurate picture of what is what. It's definitely not 100% for sure because there's a lot of people out there that are very anti-government, and they feel like it's a privacy thing. Because I don't think you have. Because I don't think it's required that you actually have to do it.
Yes, you do. Well, you do here,
So,
but the only information you have to make sure is correct is that of how many people live in your address and their ages and stuff, because they really know that anyway. But when it starts coming down to the sexual orientation and stuff, that's when they open a whole can of worms because people just put all sorts of crap. So what's your religious belief? I believe that teddy bears will once again rise up and become Jesus.
okay, so it says according to information from the Census Bureau, it is against the law not to comply with the census if you do not fill it out or if you answer any questions incorrectly on purpose. You could theoretically face a penalty up to $5,000.
I told you I'm
Experts
about
say
to
it's
do mine
unlikely
correctly.
to have. Says it's unlikely to actually have to dish out thousands of dollars of census. So they don't really enforce it, even though it's a thing. It's pretty much what they're saying.
Like I said, as long as you do the ages and all that, and then the sex and stuff correct, everything else is just open game.
Because I remember when they did the last one, a lot of people, I heard so many people say, oh, yeah, just, they felt like it was very, like they didn't want to give the government their information type thing,
Everywhere, aren't you?
And like I said, I'll make sure I do mine correctly.
Population off. Yeah, so the whole entire population of Australia isn't much bigger than what we have just in Florida. We're up to 21 and some change. They're at 25.69. Another year, maybe 2 years, dude, we're going to be well past 25 million. I think we're getting, how many people are moving here a month?
One or two.
Let's see. So it's estimated that about 1,200 people a day are moving to Florida. That's per day.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's about, let's see here,
But where are they putting them all if that many people are actually moving there?
1,288.
Are they building homes all the time there?
Oh God, dude, it's nonstop building in Florida. Let's see, 1,288 times 365. So about 470,000 a year are moving here. So
Does it say
And
where
if-
they're coming from, mostly from out west or north or?
Most of them are coming, from what I've seen, most of them are coming from up north.
From where?
From up north.
North, okay.
Up the north.
But healthy states, if a state has like a healthy economy, it's going to have a far moving out versus what's moving in. So if you have 470,000 moving in every year, but you're only losing, 20,000 a year to moving out, that's pretty healthy. California is the one that's losing a major population. Like they're losing hundreds of thousands every couple months. Because there are some states that have had issues where there's more people leaving than moving in, which is not good. Yeah, I don't know, Mark. I mean, we're the third most populated country in the world. So. And actually, India, I think, just taught. They actually, they're now bigger than China, population wise. Like I think, was it like 100 million or something like that? But China, man, they're going to be in some shit here in about, was it like 10 years when that's when like 40% of their population hits above the age of 60,
Right. According to
like
this,
45%.
India has 1.354 billion, and China has 1.415 billion.
How old is that article though? Because they said on the news a
2018.
couple of weeks ago that they had just topped over them.
Yeah, but China's got an aging population.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're saying in another 10 years that 40 to 45%, almost half their population will be over the age of 60. That's pretty bad. Think about all the medical issues and all the people getting to that age that, that's a big burden on your economy when that much of your population is in that age range. Because that's when a lot of people start getting a lot of medical issues and just, it's just the older age starts hitting a lot of people.
Apparently, when it comes to the world, per land space, the UK is the most crowded.
You mean per capita as far as land space goes?
Yeah.
Land volume?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that big of a move, Mark, but it's definitely a lot more people moving down here. I'll tell you what, though, the rural areas are getting far and few in between now. Or they're getting a lot less rural areas now because now all these areas where there was houses, spread out for decades and there wasn't really any building in that area. Now there's all these housing complexes popping up. There's areas where every house was a half mile apart, quarter mile apart, and now they're cramming all these damn housing complexes in between them. Yeah, the rural areas are starting to fill up now, for sure. There's a lot of towns that haven't seen growth in 20, 30 years that are all of a sudden now they're just doubling in size because of all the building. Like Lake Wells is one of them. Lake Wells hasn't seen growth in years. And all the last 4 or 5 years, man, there's just been nonstop building there.
So you're going to end up like us with no back gardens or front gardens soon.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good chunk, Mark, but that's not as nearly as bad as China. Actually, Russia is one of the worst ones when it comes to repopulation. Because it's kind of become this fad over in Russia for you not to have kids. And a lot of their younger people haven't been having kids at a healthy rate. And yeah, they're actually in the negative for repopulating themselves. They're actually not even they're actually in the negative as far as that goes. Russia's one of the worst countries right now for that.
Ukraine is the worst.
Ukraine minus 18.4, but they're at war, so. And then you got Lebanon minus 2.3, Bulgaria minus 1.5, Lithuania minus 1.4, Latvia minus 1.1, Serbia minus 1.1, St. Helena minus 1%, American Samoa minus 0.8, Bosnia and Herzegovina minus 0.8, and the US Virgin Islands minus 0.8.
To be honest, Tim, obesity is becoming a problem in a lot of Western countries. It ain't just the U.S. I don't know. I would say the last few years, though, there's been a very big uptick in people exercising more and stuff now.
Yeah.
It seems to be kind of making because they've even said gym memberships in the U.S. have skyrocketed the last few years.
The top 5 countries for growth population is Moldova, 13.7, Poland, 8.1, Slovakia, 7.2, Hungary, 5.6, and Romania, 4%.
Yeah, that's still a good chunk too, Tim. 27% of Australians are obese. Yeah, that's still a pretty good chunk too. But I have noticed that a lot of people seem to be getting into more of the healthy stuff over here now. It is kind of a thing I'm seeing a lot of people. Like the gyms around here are always fucking packed. So they're definitely there's definitely a craze of more exercising now over here.
Excuse me.
Russia doesn't even make the top 20 of declining populations, nor does China.
Well, it depends on too how accurate that list is, though. Too.
This is what they claim will be the declining population of 2024.
And then it could be per capita, which would make other countries, that kind of
Yeah.
that can make it
Like that
sound
bubble.
different than what it is. But
Okay,
China's definitely facing an issue though with that.
okay.
Because of their one child policy. That was one of the reasons why, because they recently just got rid of that policy, but they had it in place for, I want to say, a couple decades, which was not good. China honestly would probably be twice the population right now if they wouldn't have had that one child policy. Well, that makes sense, Mark, because it's a retirement state. Yeah. It's probably the pretty close numbers, same numbers in Nevada and Arizona too, because those are kind of the Western retirement
Right.
states.
Well, this
Florida's
is a
the
list
eastern.
of countries that are having a negative population growth that's also affecting their GDP. And that's Japan, Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Hungary, Greece, and Italy.
Yep. Yeah, Japan also has that problem too. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of their workforce is starting to get into the 60 range.
I think we'd have been in that list if they hadn't lifted the age of retirement.
Now I want to say, Mark, too, that they say like, I don't know if these numbers are correct, but like 50 or 60% of people who live in Florida aren't actually even from Florida because it was such a retirement type vacation state more than anything. The majority of the people who live here aren't even actually from Florida. Like out of my 3 kids, only one of them was born in Florida. The other 2 were born in North Carolina. There's actually only one person in this house, yeah, that was actually ever born in Florida, and that was Aubrey. Because I want to say Sarah was born in Connecticut.
Well, you gotta move.
You must be going through a lot of filament there, Joe.
Now I'm just changing colors.
Ah,
Tell you what, it must be going through a lot of electricity.
But that sounds about right, Mark. Actually, I would think that number would have been higher, but 23%. I would have figured it would have been more around 40. I mean, that's almost a quarter of the population, so that makes sense.
Yeah, Florida's always been known for retirement, hasn't it?
Well, that's what I said on the East Coast. Florida's been the retirement state. On the West Coast, it's normally been Arizona, and now starting to be Nevada as well.
okay. Timbo is off to go play some games.
What are you going to play, Tim?
Swing ball. Tiddlywinks.
Well, Justin, we can call it if you want to go over and join him on a game or something.
I don't even know what he's playing. If it's something I don't have, then I can't play with him. So
Oh, okay.
Each to their own. I don't want to play with Tim either.
actually, I can go on Discord and see what he's actually playing. Should
Yeah.
tell me. Let's see here. Oh, he's not on right now. Well, because you can go on like Discord, you can go on like Epic and Steam, and it'll tell you what your friends are playing.
Oh, really?
Friends with them, yeah, it'll tell you that they're playing this game right now. Or
Yeah, I could go on Steam and tell Justin exactly when he last played Euro Trucks.
which was what, day before yesterday?
Yep. Yeah, I was going to do a Euro Trucks live, but when I went online, not with you were live, so I thought, nah, forget it.
Could have went live. It don't matter.
It's pointless. Everyone was on your stream, including Laura. They were already well into it.
I know the East Coast likes to watch it because he said it's like he likes kind of like the storyline that, because I like to let the story play out. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like you kind of get that movie / video game feel instead of just skipping through the cutscenes. I like to let the cutscenes play so you get the full effect of the game. It's no fun if you're just skipping through everything, especially if you're somebody that's actually watching it.
Night Train, good to see you back, with power today, right?
Yeah, he was on my stream earlier. I was asking him about it. He's got his power back and everything. Hopefully it holds out.
Yeah, I might do a Euro Trucks tomorrow, Justin.
Well, let me know either way. So I can, if you're doing it through Zoom, then I can jump on there with you and
Yeah, well, like I said, Laura, I think Laura's live tomorrow evening, so
yeah, 2 o'clock my time.
yeah, so I'll probably go on after Paul.
I
There
came
you go,
back late
Justin.
last night, okay.
What are you printing now, Joe?
I'm printing a propeller case from Avada.
Finally, something useful. Jesus Christ.
But I have the original propellers that I have in a bag in the back. They got a
I'm
case for
I'm waiting for the day that he goes on live stream and there's just nothing left. It's just plastic everywhere.
them.
It's like I the 3D printed myself into the house. I can't get out. I 3D printed this brick wall and it's blocking me in. That'd be cool. See if there's any like start printing out some like models and stuff that you can build. That'd be fun.
I've been looking through. I'm looking actually for a Mardi Gras mask or something like that.
Oh, I'm sure there's a bunch
So-
of those on there.
Well, they got some, but nothing. I haven't found. I only found one alike.
Well,
Well,
Or
like
are you
anything-
just going through? Are you just going through their program? Have you been looking on different sites?
I've been looking through everything.
go on Yegi. The Google
Yeah,
of the
I've looked on that one too. But I want to find something that that I don't have to worry about painting.
Yeah.
That I could like put pieces
if
together.
you're if
different
you're
colours.
on around tomorrow evening when Laura's live, yeah, if you give private message me your email address, I'll try and get you over the copy of this 3D file I downloaded off uTorrents. It's got
Okay.
shitloads of files you can print. I've
I
got
want to do
drive full of
something.
them.
I want to do something a little different because Mardi Gras Day this year is my granddaughter's first birthday. So I want to try to get some kind of
Sure.
decorations type of thing for the party made up.
You don't have Joe on Messenger, David?
No, don't think so.
Oh, here I can send you his link through Messenger.
Yeah, send me a link. Send him a link.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'll have to work out a way of getting it over because I've got like 500 gigs worth of files.
There you go.
Sure. Go to view profile. I'm going to send you the link to his Facebook profile. Just friend request him real quick.
Yeah, will do.
David.
That's the easiest way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That phone call I took earlier was Johnny.
there you go.
He was calling me up. He said, "Joe, how do you put support on this thing?" He said, "I'm trying to do something that's not printing right. How do I put the supports? They need supports." So I walked him through it and he goes, "Damn, you must have been working with this thing a lot." I said, "Yeah, I've been working with it a lot."
Well, when I finally get my printer, the first thing I'm printing is a new bed for the for Rio and Bluey.
Well, this is my project. I gotta go find this file again. I printed these off. These two pieces right here.
Yeah,
Actually, it goes that way. And that
There,
fits
David,
on
you
the
should have
back
the link.
of that fits on the back of the hotbed because it doesn't have any like area in the back. You got to put your hand back there and put it against it when you put your magnetic tray on. The one I had these little green things like this on there that were like a guide. So you just put it into the guide. Somebody made these for this printer. So I went ahead and printed them off. But the issue I got is that hole right there up here has got to go into a screw area where the screw goes through and holds it in place from the bed. And I took the screw out, and there is no way unless you take, I'm gonna probably have to take the whole bed off and then put it down, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So once I take the bed plate off, I'll probably put it on, then put the bed plate
Well, the
back.
other thing you might do is research and find out if other people have run into the same situation. And there's a different kind of a print guide.
Have you not done
No.
the kitchen roll and toilet roll holder yet?
No, who?
The kitchen roll and toilet roll holder. It's little
I
thing
don't need them.
printed there.
And literally, you push the toilet roll from underneath upwards, and it clips in and locks into place, but pushes the other tube out once it's finished
Oh,
with.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's so funny. He says, I don't need that. But yeah, he just printed an octopus earlier.
A frog.
Or a frog.
I need
Yeah,
one.
a frog.
Everybody,
I need
everybody
this.
now everyone's got to print one of them.
That was
This
such
was
a
a
necessity,
furniture.
Joe.
I had to make sure it worked.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was such a necessity, wasn't it?
Night Train says, Joe, click on support.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I looked over there
Yeah.
at it and I saw how to take it. I just don't know if I want to do
Hey, you send Joe a useful file. He's like, nah, I'm good. I don't need that.
it.
That's how you print a real gold bar. Nah, I'm
Hey,
good. I'm
I
good.
did print a taco shell holder.
Yeah, there you go.
My son walked in there, I got it sitting on top of the hot air fryer, and he goes, "What the hell is this?"
Oh, you didn't?
Making tacos, man.
I'm
Oh,
waiting
God.
till I go on Amazon and it goes, sorry, there's no filament for the UK. It's all going off to Joe's in America.
I'm not buying that much. Not buying as much as you think.
If anybody's buying a lot of fucking filament, it's Mike. Dude, he's got 3 of them running nonstop half the time.
I think Welsh Rob's got 6 or 7 printers running. Maybe more.
Oh, yeah, totally send him that one, Mike. Mike's got a little miniature toilet you can print. He printed it in gold. Here, I'll show you a picture of it. He sent me a picture of it the other day.
I think this is the toilet I've actually already got because
Here you go, Joe. Little gold toilet.
There
I've
you
already
go. I need that. Hey,
And
you
he
know why I
did-
don't need that?
Look, he did brass knuckle ice scrapers.
There you go.
yeah,
I don't need that toilet bowl because the crew of Tux, Mardi Gras crew, throws little toilet bowls like that. Their king sits on the throne, and that's the throne.
That toilet would be great if it worked, so I could print some out for the birds and they can go to the toilet
There you go.
and flush when they're finished.
Well, what you do is you redesign the toilet so it's got a little perch on top of it, so their butt's right over top of where the toilet is.
That's what it's like at the moment. Over our actual toilet, we have a perch for Rio and Bluey.
Do they actually use it?
Yeah.
How do you get it in their head this is where you need to shit though?
Well, what you
Like-
normally do,
Uh,
you start off in the mornings, for the first one, because they hold it overnight, so they know the biggie goes in there, and then over time they get used to it. But Rio picked it up straight away. He was like, "Yeah, this sounds a good idea to me." Bluey, he will only poop over the toilet or over this perch here, which has got a tray underneath. He won't do it anywhere else, like in the cage or,
There you go.
side of the
Joe.
room.
You can save that file Mike put in there. He sent him the brass knuckles one too, Mike. I was laughing my ass off when I saw it the other day. He was showing the brass knuckles ice scraper. I was like, what the fuck?
Wouldn't your hand get cold, or is the holes big enough to have a glove on?
I mean, if not, you could redesign it to be big enough for gloves.
Just in chicken.
Right. Dude, you'd mess somebody up, dude. You sharpen the edge of that thing with a knife sharpener.
Justin, check your messages. Not Laura. Mark this time.
Oh, okay, hold on. Oh yeah, the old there you go. The only problem with that, Mark, though, is it would be constantly breaking down. There you go, Joe.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
one
but
of
it'd be broke all the time though, so
Yeah.
that is pretty cool though. If somebody actually did that.
You ain't printing one of them on none of these printers.
No, you'd have to do like a million little pieces to do that. I bet your son would really like the brass knuckles one though, Joe.
We got a set sitting over there on the table.
That's what I'm saying. You print out one of those brass knuckle eye scrapers. I bet you'd really like that.
That might be fun. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Hold on.
Oh, that'd be fucking hilarious, dude. Tell somebody to go to the bathroom and they walk in, all they see is a little toilet sitting on the floor.
We got a lot of brass knuckles. I'll see ice scraper yet. They got a McKnuckle. It's a brass knuckle with the McDonald's M.
Yeah, McKnuckle.
And that's pretty cool. A McKnuckle.
Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it. His Mike took off to go to the store.
Well, I'm looking through their site, so I could probably find it if I go somewhere else.
Oh, I found it. There you go. Yeah, if it's on Thingiverse.
Okay.
Just put brass knuckle ice scraper into Google and Thingiverse will pop up at the top.
I actually have.
Oh, there it
Thingiverse
is.
too.
Yeah, I got the link though. It finally gave it to me. I was trying to get the link and it wouldn't give it to me.
I got it. No, yeah, I got it. It says Ice Fighter Brass Knuckles.
I don't know if it's the same one. I put the link in the chat for the one I found. I don't know if it's the same one you're looking at.
Yeah, yours is different. I like that one too. Yeah, that one looks like it worked better. Yeah, the other one I found, it says Ice Fighter brass knuckles. That ain't the one. Yeah, boy, you show up in that thing if you hurt somebody.
Oh, for sure.
Art saying it's 5 degrees where he's at right now.
Yeah, I think Ron Lockwood's got the record though right now. Negative 33.
He can keep it. He can keep it.
Yeah, it gets really cold where Ron's at. It gets really, really cold. Last year, I think he got to negative 36 last year. I think was his worst one.
Yep.
There's the Munson upbound.
Are you gonna catch that one?
Oh, hell no. It's 40-mile-an-hour gusts, 45-mile-an-hour gusts, and it's only 28 degrees, but wind chill makes it 11.
Ooh. Yeah, it's pretty cold.
I'd freeze my noogies off down there. I'd like to get it though, because it's lit up pretty good. It's looking good.
Yeah, you might be
Yeah.
What was that, Joe?
No, so I was throwing the trash out today and it was 51 degrees and I was gonna fly the drone. I threw the trash, I came back and said, oh, hell no.
Right now it's 55, but feels like 46. That's because there's wind outside and that wind's pretty chilly.
Oh, man, I could make me a squirrel serving spoon. You can send them to Paul. Looks like little squirrels with the big tail and the tail's a little spoon. Yeah, I find more things on either printable or Thingiverse.
Thingiverse is probably the most well-known site. This is usually the one that
45-14, Houston over Cleveland.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah.
It was 20 to 14, and Flacco threw 2 pick sixes back to back.
Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah, because my dream team would have been Cleveland and Detroit for the Super Bowl. I'd have loved to have seen that.
Are they supposed to know who goes?
Justin
Yeah,
is
return.
as a Dallas fan, I think. Yeah, aren't you?
I used to be back when I watched football, but I don't really watch it anymore, to be honest with you.
The game I want to see is tonight, the Kansas City game, because that sucker's going to be cold.
I stopped watching football a few years ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and they started getting all political and kneeling and all that bullshit. I was done watching it. I can only listen to rich people complain about equality so much. It just got old.
Yeah, I understand that, Justin. I used to bleed black and gold, and my kids. I mean, I have to get up, put the same shirt on each week, the whole works. And I mean, I can tell you everything about him. And my son asked me a question the other day, and I said, "Who's that?" He goes, "He plays for the Saints." I said, "He does?" And he goes, "What is wrong? What happened to you?" I said, "When they went woke." When they went woke, I just completely stopped.
And then when, like I
You
said,
know-
when all that shit happened with the whole NASCAR thing, when he tried to say
Yeah.
the fucking rope handle on the garage door was a noose, dude, that was when I was done. I was like, dude, this is getting ridiculous. I was like, that's fucking ridiculous. I was like, to try to say, dude, you can go to any garage in the United States and they're gonna have a fucking rope handle on the garage door. It's not a noose, it's a handle. It doesn't,
Yep.
tighten up when you grab onto it. It just pisses me off. I'm just when that whole thing happened, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because then NASCAR just gave right into it. They were like, oh yeah, oh, equality. Dude, there was nothing inequality about that. It was never an issue. You guys turned it into a big old political issue it didn't need to be. You should have came out and said, dude's an idiot. It was a rope on the door. Because guess what? 90% of your fans don't give a shit about that. And they wouldn't have left the sport because you said came out and corrected them. If anything, they lost more people from wanting to watch it because they did some stupid shit like that.
And my son Nick used to look at me and I said, I got real mad. I said, what pisses me off is the fact that I spent 14 years of my life in the Marine Corps fighting for this country, fighting for the beliefs of this country, and y'all just want to throw it all away like that. And I said, I used to walk guard duty when I couldn't only, when it was so cold. I was shivering out there on guard duty, protecting our assets, you know, like that. And I would have defended it with my life if I had to. And all these people that don't have a freaking clue are going to complain about it. And he used to say, Dad, chill out. Now he tells me, I understand. Being there, he understands. But that's where my button's at. My button gets pushed real quick.
I mean, a noose has been around for centuries. But like I said, Mark, they tried to say, I don't know if you ever followed that whole story with NASCAR, but it was literally just a rope handle on a garage door that was tied in a circle so you could reach up and grab it to close the door. Like many garage door handles have around the world. A lot of garage doors will have a rope handle on it so you can reach up and grab it. If it's an older door that doesn't have one of the chain things, you know, one of the things with the chain where you can lower the door. And that's all it was. And NASCAR tried to turn it into this whole political thing saying it was a noose and went along with the whole stupid shit. And it was stupid. And I saw pictures of the actual rope that they were showing. And it was just a door rope. That was all it was.
That's all that woke bullshit.
Yep.
Let me see if I can.
Well, so how are you celebrating the holiday there on Monday, Justin?
Do what?
How are you going to celebrate the holiday on Monday?
I don't know. What is Monday?
Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, I didn't
All
even
the
realize there was
banks
a
and
holiday.
everything and all the government offices are closed.
I knew the kids were off, but honestly, wasn't even paying attention to what holiday it was. Because when your kids are in school, it could be a teacher day, it could be a holiday. So it wasn't even, honestly, I didn't even look to see what it was that they were off for. I just remember Sarah saying something yesterday about the kids were off on Monday, and I forgot to ask her what it was for.
Martin Luther King Day.
I completely forgot about it until you said something.
I forgot about it too until Lynn mentioned it to me.
Because I was going to look and see what it was yesterday, and I've completely spaced and forgot all about it until you just mentioned it.
What? So you all get the day off on Monday? Like
Well, not everybody closes on Martin Luther King Day. My old company I work for, they didn't close for that. They were still open, working. It's a government office. It's considered a federal holiday, so schools close, post office, government buildings. Some companies do close for it, but not all. Most of them won't. Most companies don't close for any federal holidays. Mainly just Thanksgiving and Christmas is the only time you really see a lot of companies closing. Like, it doesn't matter if it's Memorial Day, if it's Veterans Day, Martin Luther King Day, companies don't close for that. If anything, they just do a bunch of deals. Okay, come in for your Martin Luther King 25% off your new Chevy truck.
Yep.
You know, do shit like that for every holiday. Or if it's like Veterans Day, they'll do the same thing. Come in for $2,000 cash back on your new $80,000 truck that's worth 30 grand. You know?
And enough.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna jump off.
Yeah, I think we've come to we've come to an end, David.
Yep.
The,
Alright.
your whole household is probably asleep, right?
Yep.
Yep, okay. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again tomorrow.
See you later.
Alright, we'll catch
Have
y'all
a
later.
good evening,
Beautiful town.
everybody. Bye for now, Joe.
Later.